Now, what a treat it is to introduce our next guest to the stage, an all-time legend. We are thrilled that he and his wife are here tonight, a member of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame and the Pro Football Hall of Fame, legendary coach Marv Levy.
Thank you so much. It's my privilege and my honor that the Gridiron Greats allows the Marv Levy Impact Award to be part of the inspiring activities and recognitions that are taking place here tonight. They choked me up a little bit, to tell you the truth, as I observe these people who are so committed to the game that I, too, so loved and desired. The Marv Levy Impact Award is part of this evening. I thank Mike Ditka for including me. I thank Karen Wright for all she has done to help it happen. This award is one that recognizes devotion to our military by those people who are also devoted to this game of football. The man I'm going to present tonight, his father was overseas. He spent much of his youth overseas at that time. He was very young and educated in Germany and Panama while his father served. But in researching the man I'm going to present, Ron Rivera, great coach, and well beyond that, I found there are so many similarities between the way I grew up, way a heck a long time ahead of him, and he did, were there. His father and Ron were in Germany during his youth. My father, Sam Levy, was a Marine that fought in the Battle of Belleau Wood during World War I. Ron went to college at Berkeley in California. I just found that out. Many years before that, I was the coach at the University of California in Berkeley. I'm proud of those similarities. But Ron had a great playing career at Cal and then beyond. He played at the University of California in Berkeley, as I said. He began his NFL career in 1997 when he became the quality coach for the Chicago Bears. And then in 2011, working his way up by outstanding talents and devotion, commitment, winning the approval of his players and fans, he became the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. And in 2014, he went to 4 playoff appearances in 6 years. He was NFL Coach of the Year in 2013 and 2015. And now in 2020, he became head coach of the Washington Commanders. I was once an assistant back there with George Allen in the 70s when they were called the Washington Redskins. He won the division, was Coach of the Year. He has always demonstrated commitment and support, too, for honoring our military. And I'm very, very impressed by that. Ron is a true representative, by the way, of a mantra that I often expressed during my 47-year-long coaching career, and that is, football doesn't build character, it reveals character. And he certainly is that. So it is my privilege to present, as recipient of the Marv Levy Impact Award to player, to coach, to family man, to patriot, Ron Rivera. Michael.
Ron Rivera was born January 7, 1962 in Fort Ord, California. The son of a U.S. Army officer and the second youngest of 4 boys, Rivera learned from a young age about chain of command and many of the principles he teaches and expects from his players. The family moved often due to his father's military service, with Rivera being educated in bases in Germany, Panama, Washington, D.C., and Maryland before they settled in Marina, California. He attended Seaside High School in Seaside, California, and was a 3-sport star in football, basketball, and baseball. Rivera attended the University of California, Berkeley in the early 1980s, where he played college football for the Golden Bears and was recognized as an All-American linebacker. As a senior in 1983, he set the Bears' single-season record with 13 sacks and tackles for loss with 26.5. He finished his college career as the school's all-time leader in sacks with 22 and tackles with 336. Following graduation, he was drafted by the Chicago Bears in the second round of the 1984 NFL Draft. He played all 9 of his pro seasons with the Bears. Primarily an outside linebacker, he appeared in 149 games with 62 starts, including 12 postseason contests with 6 starts, and posted 392 tackles, 7.5 sacks, forced 5 fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, 9 interceptions, and 15 passes defensed. Rivera was a member of the 6 NFC Central Division title teams and the 1985 Chicago Bears Super Bowl XX championship team. As a player, he was known for both his skill and determination on the field and his dedication of time and energy to the community. As a result, he was named the Bears Man of the Year in 1988 and earned the club's Ed Block Courage Award in 1989. Following his retirement from his playing career, Rivera went into broadcasting. He covered the Bears and college football as a television analyst for WGN and Sports Channel Chicago from 1993 to 1996. Rivera's coaching career began in 1997 when he served as quality control coach for the Bears. Rivera spent 5 seasons from 1999 to 2003 as the linebackers coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, who advanced to the NFC Championship game in each of his final 3 seasons. From 2004 to 2006, Rivera oversaw the Chicago Bears defense, engineering the unit to 2 top 5 finishes in the league. Under Rivera's direction, 5 different defensive players went to the Pro Bowl. In 2007, he joined the San Diego Chargers as a linebackers coach for 1 year, and then served as their defensive coordinator for 3 seasons until 2010. Under Rivera's guidance, the pass defense steadied itself, intercepting 9 passes and yielding 229.6 passing yards per game and 11 touchdown passes over the final 8 games. Rivera inherited a 2-14 Carolina Panthers team as a rookie head coach in 2011 and guided it back to an NFC force with 4 playoff appearances since 2013, tied for second most playoff berths in the NFC over that 6-year period. In that span, the Panthers recorded 58 wins, tied for the most in any 6-year period in their franchise history and 5th most in the NFL. Hired by the Panthers for his defensive expertise, Rivera did not disappoint as the Panthers put together 5 top 10 finishes in total defense in 7 seasons from 2012 to 2018. He was recognized as the NFL Coach of the Year in 2013 and 2015 and led the Panthers to an appearance in Super Bowl 50. In 2020, Rivera became the head coach for the Washington Commanders. He was named the 30th head coach in franchise history on January 1st, 2020, and led Washington to their first division title since 2015. Rivera was selected as the NFC Coach of the Year by the Committee of 101 following the 2020 season. Throughout his life, Ron has demonstrated a commitment to honoring and supporting the U.S. military. Growing up, he and his brothers were taught what he calls the military way of life. Be on time, pay attention, and play hard. Ron and Stephanie care deeply about military and veteran issues and are active in USO events. Ron currently lives in Virginia with his wife Stephanie and their 2 children, Christopher and Courtney. In his spare time, Ron enjoys golfing with Stephanie and friends. Ron Rivera is entering his 26th season coaching in the NFL and his 3rd as Washington's head coach in 2022.
Cool. Thank you. Boy, what I'm going to have to say pales in comparison to what Lisa Marie had to say. And just so you know, I am one of those pre-93, so thank you very much for what you've done for us. Seriously. I want to thank Coach Dicka and the Gridiron Greats Foundation for this opportunity, and Coach Levy for the Impact Award. Servicing the military is very important to me personally, and for Stephanie as well, because the two of us, both our fathers served. We've got grandparents that have served. We've aunts and uncles that have served the United States military. And it's very important that we give back, mostly because those folks, when you grow up military and you go through it and you see it, you realize and recognize, and sometimes you feel like you're the only ones there. And when somebody's there to say thank you, welcome home, it makes a big deal. It really, truly does. And my dad did 32 years in the United States Army. He did 2 tours in Vietnam. And, growing up, my mom had to do a lot of the work. And one of the neat things that I've really seen throughout this time is how a lot of the spouses really become the ones that have to bear the burden for the homeland. And it's really been difficult for a lot of them. So being able to go out there, give thanks, and make sure they know that they're truly appreciated, I think is really important. And I think a big part that drives me is knowing what my mother went through. And as I said, we got to live it, we got to feel it, we got to understand it. And so it's something that we most certainly feel that we have to do. We really need to give back and say thank you to those folks, because again, they're the ones that give us the freedom and the opportunities to do the things that we do, like play professional football. I wanted to eloquently say we most certainly would be remiss if we did not mention why we're here, but I believe Lisa Marie did that and did a great job with that. And I do mean that because, again, we are probably the one thing that the NFL produces every year, and it's the greatest natural resource they have, and it's alumni. I mean, we are a tremendous resource for the next generation, and we set the tone and the example. And there are guys that came before me that need to be recognized and said thank you to. And again, what you did, Lisa Marie, is exactly what needed to happen. And it's an amazing thing to know that. So again, when you come to the Gridiron Greats and you spend time and you get an opportunity to see some of the all-time great football players that helped make the league what it is today, make sure we say thank you to them as well. I got an opportunity this morning, Stephanie and I and one of my old teammates, Jim Morrissey, and the athletic sports writer, Dan Pompey, got a chance to see Steve McMichael and spend a little time with him and his lovely wife, Misty, who's a tremendous person. And you see a guy that's fortunate enough that, he's still there. He's who he is. You can see the personality. You can feel the personality. But you also know that Gridiron Greats does some great things, because guys like him do need a little bit of help. Just knowing that, get an opportunity to give to an event like this, be here for an event like this, and help raise some money is a very important thing. So again, Coach, thank you for what you do. Thank you to the Gridiron Greats for what they're doing. And I most certainly do want to mention my best friend in the world, and again, she was my caregiver as well. I was diagnosed with cancer 2 years ago. We battled it together, and I'm fortunate that we pulled through, and I'm in remission right now. I'm 18 months. Thank you, but she's been with me for 39 years, and June 1st we'll celebrate 37. So Stephanie, love you and thank you. Thank you all very much.